Hello again. The sale of expired food at some shops continues to be a problem. The food is said to cause sickness and allergies in some people who consume it. Johannesburg MMC for Public Health and Social Development, Ashley Sauls, is expected to visit the shops in Alex this afternoon to inspect the expiry dates on some of the products on their shelves. Sauls is threatening to shut down the shops who contravene the law. eNCA Silindelo Masikane is following that story for us this afternoon. She's live on the ground in Alex this hour. Silindelo, good afternoon. I understand you've got the MMC with you. Has the tour or the visit or the inspection started, and has any food that's expired been identified?
Well, we just got to the first shop here opposite the Alex Mall. It's one of these puzzle shops that are operating just opposite the Alex Mall. And there's been an inspection of this puzzle shop. If my colleague Tamsanga Kamani could just give you a visual, you can see that the inspection officers are here, joined by the MMC as well as the owner of this puzzle shop. They've been looking at some of the produce and products stored at this shop, and it doesn't seem as though they found anything expired, but they have found some problematic issues in terms of the stock that is here. I'm going to move closer to the MMC, who you can see is holding a loaf of bread, a massive loaf of bread, which is seemingly quite problematic because it's got issues around the labeling of this bread. And I mean, you can see, Bradan, it is quite large, not your normal standard loaf of bread that you would find at a shop. Mr. Sauls, just give us a sense as to what you and the inspectors have found at this puzzle shop.
Yes, I must say, I mean, here you can already see it's a massive loaf of bread, but I didn't come alone, of course. I came with very competent staff within our department. We've got our director here. We've got our inspectors, our environmental inspectors here. And they have informed me that, for example, this loaf of bread, it has expiry date on it. Bread cannot have an expiry date. It should be best before. So it clearly shows it's self-made and their own rules apply. And so we cannot continue to allow this. But I must say that there's now intentionalism to ensure that this changes. You also have contraventions where the person that is running the business is sleeping right here close to the food. This is a health hazard for our people. And so we gotta really be decisive and intentional about this issue. But obviously this process is legal. We've got the experts here, and they are actually doing what the law requires for us to do. And on our side, we have to even do better. I mean, some of the challenges that they're talking about is the inspectors, when they come alone, if they don't come in a group like we are doing now, they struggle to gain access because, for example, they just have reflective jackets instead of uniform. So they're sharing with me to make the operations better as well, long after we're gone. They must be clearly identified and taken seriously. And I think I'm very impressed by our team in our department that are taking their jobs really seriously to ensure the environmental health of our community here in the city of Johannesburg.
What do you say to those who are concerned about the undertones, the xenophobic undertones with such operations?
Well, you would see that we are obviously treating everyone with the same kind of respect that we would treat any human being. We must differentiate between being xenophobic and being patriotic. This is patriotism. This is to say that we must create an environment where everybody's welcome to contribute to the betterment of our society. And anybody that doesn't do that, we must exercise the law and ensure that in the ambit of the law, we protect the lives of everyone.
So you'll be checking shops owned by South Africans as well, I'm assuming?
100%, because this is an environmental health issue. Whether you're South African or not, if you do what they are doing here, it's wrong. It is absolutely wrong. And we are also visiting the bigger brands to say that are they compliant too? It is across the board. Now, this is the job of our department. This is what the professionals are getting paid for. And so it's not something that they're volunteering to do. So this is something that they must do. As a matter of fact, in our department, we're also saying, together with our director, to say that even in our KPIs, we must now say as part of your progress, how we test your performance must be how many shops did you visit? What's the progress with those shops that you visit? The fines that you've given. What's the progress? If they were in contravention, how many shops was closed? You see, things like that. So now part of your KPI, your performance will be measured against how you deal with issues like this.
Okay. What are the consequences since you found this massive loaf of bread with incorrect labeling on it?
Well, this cannot be sold. So it must be contained. They get fined, and I'm going to allow the professionals to come and talk about this really quickly. You have my permission to talk, Director. As a matter of fact, I'm receiving a crash course on these issues, and it's a team effort. I usually go by the slogan, I can't, we can.
All right. Can the director come a bit closer then?
A bit closer. All right.
Just to explain to us, about what's going to happen now with what you found at this puzzle shop, and what are the different consequences, should I say? I know we start with a fine, and then what's the harshest sentence one can get?
The harshest sentence that one can get ultimately is the closure of the business. Yeah, but there's certain legal processes that gets followed to get to that particular point. You can't just walk in and do that. We have to issue citations. We have to first issue notices if it's the first offense. But I'm with a team from the region, the area EHP, who says they are in this space on a regular basis. And I'm sure you can see by the cleanliness around the shop, that it is being monitored quite frequently.
Right. So, in essence, this shop hasn't contravened too many of the laws around the occupational health and safety hazards, but they have been fined.
We have laws that governs the structure itself, from where food is handled. And we have laws or regulations that speaks to the food items that are offered for sale. So when we come into a space like this, the contravention will relate to, for instance, as MMC was explaining, sleeping on the same premises where food is handled is prohibited by law. Keeping animals on the food premises where food is handled is prohibited by law, unless if the type of animal is like your guide dog for blind people, when they go to restaurants and things like this. But you are not permitted to sleep, because if say for instance if the guy who sleeps here is sick, that could be contamination and transmission of diseases that way. So it is not permitted by law to sleep on the premises. That is why the route we take, it's a citation for that particular offense that has been created.
All right, thank you so much. But Dan, I just want to quickly then take you to one of the issues that have been highlighted here at this shop. It's a bit of a tight squeeze, so I'm going to apologize for the shaky visuals. But one of the issues that was picked up is the issue that the store owner here sleeps in this shop. I don't know if Tammy will be able to get in, but I'm just allowing him to get off, to get the camera off his shoulder, so that he can be able to, so that you can be able to see what the inspectors found. This shop owner basically lives here, where he's selling food to residents of Alexandra. You can see his washing hung up on the roof. There's a shower head. There's toiletries. And this is a health and safety hazard, and just one of the reasons why we're seeing this inspection taking place today.
Okay, thank you very much, Silindelo Masikane. They're on the ground with the MMC as that inspection of expired foods products. It goes on this afternoon in Alexandra.